In this video, we're talking about changing direction with more power, more explosiveness, but really more effectively. Okay, lots of players have no idea how to actually turn, change direction properly because they were never taught. For the longest time, I thought I was changing direction, I thought I was turning the right way, but really I was wasting energy, I was being slow and sluggish when I could have been fast, powerful, and explosive. So that's the gift I want to give you today. I'm going to teach you two things. First one is how to turn, the second one is how to cut. First, let's talk about turning. Okay, so when most players turn, what are they doing? They're running, they're changing direction, they're pushing off. In most cases, they're standing up way too high, they're not getting low enough to the ground, they're not actually pushing off with those first few steps, just like the sprinting we were talking about. Okay, they're just turning and jogging, and they're not doing it with enough purpose. They're not trying to get the most out of it. Okay, so let's talk about technique specifically, and then I'm going to give you a few tips so you can start applying these ideas right away and get the most out of it. So the first idea is, when I'm turning, like I said, I want to get really low to the ground. I guess I should start with this planting foot first. So instead of putting my foot, then turning, what I want you to do is almost jump into that turn. Okay, so something like this. Then, see how low I am right here? So you really got to get low. If you're up here, you're not going to generate power. Remember we were talking about sprinting? You want to stay really low, push off really hard. So the same thing applies when you're turning. Okay, so I'm going to jump into this turn. At this point, instead of taking this leg forward, I'm going to power. I'm going to push off with this leg. I'm getting really low, generate power. Push off, drive this forward like that. Okay? So again, just nice and slow for you to see. Jogging in. Okay, can you see how I generate that power with that back leg? That's the biggest thing. When I get here, boom, this leg is coming forward. And I'm pushing off. Okay, it's hard for me to show power when I'm doing it slowly, so let's do a couple examples. Here we're talking about cutting. So the difference between turning and cutting is turning, I'm going, what is that, 180 degrees, going this way to that way. Okay, a cut, I'm just making a quick change of direction, like a 45-degree angle. Okay, so remember with that turn, you're planting, this back foot's coming forward, powering through. On the cut, I'm just planting on one, boom, exploding in the other direction. So if you ever watch a speed skater, it's the same type of technique, okay? Biggest thing is you're getting really low and then pushing off. Okay, because when most players change direction, it's something like this. Let's be honest, you've probably done that before, not anymore, okay? I want you to be really explosive with your cuts. So again, going forward, really plant, push off. You need to generate power from this planting leg. If you want to improve the quality of your turns, changing direction, you want to get those results as fast as possible, what you need to do is take advantage or make the most of every turn you make. So when you're on your own, when you're in your training, you turn all the time, you change direction all the time. But are you actually pushing off with explosive power every time? Okay, the other idea is having a lazy mentality. That's what hurts most players. Let's say, for example, they made a play, they tried to make a pass, and they lost possession. Okay, instead of turning, with explosive power, tracking back as fast as they can. What do? They do something like this. Okay, then get ready, and then they jog back. They don't even sprint back, okay? So I want you to get rid of that lazy mindset. Don't have any times where you're not focused on the game. If you make a mistake, if you make a great play, if you have to go in the other direction, do it as quickly as possible. Don't waste any time. Don't complain. Don't look around. I don't know what players do, but they're always doing things like this, okay? So whenever you have to make a turn, focus on that technique. Jump into the turn, explode, get power from that back foot, stay low, pump your arms hard, drive your knees, work on that acceleration that we talked about in the other video.